Good morning. Good to see you. It's so nice that you're here. You made it through the 5th day. Wonderful. Big applause for you. Dynamite. You're going for this. You've got this. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to make these wonderful videos. They're making my focus very sharp, and that helps also in my life. My name is Merel Slotboom. I call myself the Kinesiologist on the move, for I'm a kinesiologist and a trainer and an author, and I live in this camper van, and I'm moving. Tomorrow I'll be moving back to Denmark and then to Holland, and I've been influencing a lot of love and light on the sea. I'm at the sea now, and I'll show you a little bit what the waves look like. And this is nothing. Because I couldn't stand where I'm standing now with my camper yesterday. So this is really working out for me. This is really good. I'll put you in a horizontal plane. Today is about flourishing. And in the word flourishing is the word Flora. Flora is the Latin word of flower. It's about you blooming, coming to the most beautiful form of you. And I hope you have a pen and paper, and if not, just pause and get one. And then write down for yourself, if you should see yourself as a flower or a tree, what flower or tree would you be? And just write it down. I've just done this exercise for me, and I saw myself as a marguerite, which is a flower I like very much. It's 20-30 centimeters high. It's a flower that flourishes every spring, and it has a yellow heart and beautiful white leaves, and it turns a little bit with the sun, and sometimes you see a whole field of marguerites, and they look so nice together. And sometimes in the concrete there's just one crack and there's a marguerite. They're very strong. And the funny thing is, it's November, but it's relatively warm here. Well, warm. It's 10 degrees, and I'm wearing shorts. I've just been in the sea, and I've been walking with my feet, and it's 20 minutes ago, because I wanted to be fully energized and full of love and good energy before making this video. And my feet are still cold, so rather chilly, but 10 degrees right now on Bornholm is a very good temperature. And I saw some marguerites flourishing. They were in bloom. If you go to the official website of Paul Dennison, which is the founder of Brain Gym, it is called Hearts at Play, and you see he has a slogan, and it says, move, learn, bloom. That's why in the things I do with you, I first get you to move a little, and when you're ready to learn, then you can come to flourishing. That's why the 5th of these lives, which of course are not live, they're live for me now, but I have to upload them. And yesterday, as you could see, there was some delay. It took 1.5 hours to upload, and I didn't make the curfew. I didn't make the deadline of 11 o'clock. I'm sorry. I hope it works today, and if not, you get the content a little bit later. But still, it's on the internet, it's on LinkedIn. I'm sharing everything also on Facebook and on Instagram. And I made a special playlist in YouTube. So if you go to my account, the account of Movimento, you can find my playlist. And this one is about entrepreneurs, but last week I did one for teenagers, and a week before I did something to balance the body, and a week before I did something to raise your vibe. So if you have just come across me and you think, who is this lady and what is she doing? There's so much more. So go and look it up. And of course, this is all free, and I have some paid content as well. If you're interested, just look at my websites, movimento.nl and selfanizer.nl. So feel free to explore, feel free to feel what feels good to you, what resonates with you, because then you'll pick it up much more easily and integrate it immediately and just feel fine. And that's what I want. It's my desire to give you practical tools in a fun and loving way, so you now know that you don't have to be a victim of life. Your flower doesn't have to be really, really small under a big, big tree with hardly any light. It doesn't have to be like that. You may choose to be the tree, or you may choose to have your flower grow somewhere where there's nourishment and where there's light. So a good environment. If you listen to Bruce Lipton, he's a biologist from the United States. Yes, he's one of my teachers. I listen to all his teachings, and he has written many books. And he was really fixed on the old way of thinking that cells in the body were controlled by genetics. So our parents gave us our cells, and if they had cancer, then we were surely going to get cancer as well. So we had bad genes, which made us victims. He then found out that it doesn't work that way. He was working with stem cells. So you take them from the inside of the bones or the inside of the spine, and these stem cells can become anything they want, because they're original cells. They can become liver, or they can become, I don't know, I think they can become brain cells, they can become muscle, they can become anything. And he would let them divide, and they divide every 8 to 12 hours. So you get many of these cells in a petri dish. And then he would divide them in 3 dishes, and he would change slightly the medium they're in. The medium culture is what we call the blood. It's where the cells live in. And of course, this is a chemical form of blood, but he just tweaked the content of the medium. And something beautiful happened. In one petri dish, the cells became muscle, and the other became fat, and the other bone. Isn't it lovely? Same cells. So it had nothing to do with my parents or the parents of the cell. It had everything to do with the culture. So if we see ourselves as cells, how we function or how we develop has everything to do with our environment. And we have an inner environment, so all the thoughts and beliefs we have about ourselves and the world make us sweet and nice and lovely, or they make us bitter or angry or full of anxiety or sour. And this does something to the pH, so the level of sourness of the blood. I don't know how to say this. And this changes your cells, and this changes who you are. So if you are not a victim and you may choose your environment, what will you choose? Would you like to have more loving thoughts? Would you like to have thoughts that help you, that uplift you, that stimulate your growth, that stimulate you flourishing? Or are you afraid, like in Australia there's a saying, and they're talking about the tall poppy syndrome. In Dutch we say steek je hoofd niet boven het maaiveld. And I think there's something in English as well about the height of the grain, and that you should not go higher than that, because your head will be topped off. Which is dumb, because the whole field will be topped off. So it doesn't work for me this way. But they actually, oh, this is beautiful. I see a different bird I've not seen here. Good. It's a duck. It's black and white, the male. It's this big, and it has a long, thin beak with a sawed beak, so like a saw or teeth. And they're diving and they eat fish. They're beautiful. In Dutch they're called zaagbek, but I don't know in English. So good to see them. I saw them in Sweden, but not here. And back. So environment, and in which environment do you want to be? You have influence on your own environment. Once you throw off all the limiting beliefs, you can now open up to who you really are. So you get these signals from your soul by meeting people and they tell you something, or you pop up your phone and you just have this message and it makes you think. And life can be a chain reaction of all good things coming to you. It is a chain reaction of things coming to you, and they're either helping you or they're lowering your vibe. So I would say choose on what side of the fence you want to grow as a flower or a tree. And if you look at your environment, me for example, I've been working so hard to take limiting beliefs away. When I was younger, I didn't think I could divorce. I didn't think I could go and live on myself. I didn't think I could abandon my children. I didn't think I could sell my house and live in a camping car. I didn't think all these things, but now that I know that I can, I have allowed for me a world where I could not be before. Because if you live in a house, you live in a street, you live in a village or a city, you live in a country, and it's fixed. And of course you go on holidays, but now it's the starting of November and I'm in paradise. And I've chosen to be here, or actually I've listened to my guidance that told me to be here, and I listened, so I go. Which led to many good things. It led to all the videos. It led to my third book. Well, actually fourth or fifth or sixth. But I'm writing a book now. So all this energy is here, helping me and guiding me. And so you may choose where you want to. Very nice. There's something happening to the screen. It's doing. You may choose where you plant your flower or where you plant your tree. So if you're writing down, just write down, where do you want your tree or your flower to be? Is it going to be in the mountains or in the middle of the city, or will it be at a beach or at a lake or a river? Or do you like to be in the forest with many other trees? Or would you like to be everyday cut and be in a vase in the house of people? You may choose. You may choose. Now, you know if you're a flower or a tree. A flower usually has leaves, those little colored leaves, and trees have branches. If you were to just draw down your flower or tree and write with every little leaf of the flower or with every branch of the tree, what makes you blossom? What makes you bloom? What makes you flourish? What makes people in the street turn around and look at you and think, what diet is she on? I want that too. Okay. If you don't have the time to write it all down now, do it when we're done. But take the time to write down what makes you bloom. When do you become radiant? And of course, a flower and a tree have their roots, and some are very superficial and some go really, really deep. And they get the nourishment and the water from the soil. It's coming up from Mother Earth, from Gaia. And they have their sun coming down on their top, which makes them grow to the light and turn their flower. And for trees with leaves, there's photosynthesis. So there's this ongoing process of making life-giving energy, oxygen. Wouldn't you like to be life-giving? Yesterday I told you in nature, when When things don't grow, they die. For us, it's more or less the same thing. And you probably need growth in your mindset first, or just start moving. Decide not to sit at the television all day, eating chips and drinking cola or beer or smoking cigarettes. It's not healthy. It's like putting your flower or your tree in a soil which is not feeding you. Actually, it's giving you toxins and you don't know how to get rid of them because you don't drink enough water, so you cannot exhale them. I just had a thought, I'm not going to say it. And if you find yourself, for example, in a place that's too narrow with the ceiling that is too low, you do have the capacity to grow, but where do you grow? You hit the ceiling. And then you must choose some things. One choice is to stop growing and die. Another choice is just to keep growing very softly along the ceiling. Or you find the crack in the roof and you get out. Or you say, I'm done with this, and you get your tree and you get your roots and you go to a place where it's good. It's up to you. It's up to you. We're going to end this session with a meditation. So we're getting up there. So you now know either you're a tree or you're a flower. You know where you stand or where you would like to stand. You know what makes you blossom. For me, it's very nice if you leave a comment below and tell me if you're a flower or a tree and what makes you blossom most. It's really funny what happens with the camera. And well, my tree needs, my flowers need a little bit of water. So by the way, if you drink a lot of alcohol or coffee, make sure you drink a lot of water because they're dehydrating you. And you need the water to be in the flow, be energetic, and let go of all the shit. Shit, by the way, that's very nice. That's a nice way to transform. So if you have limiting beliefs or feelings that block you or rules that block you, and you really, really want to let go of that, you can think of your roots being very deep in Mother Earth, maybe even going to the center of the earth. I love to swing the roots around the I think you call it axe of the earth. So you're nicely rooted. And then I let go of all the shit along my spine and my tailbone and maybe the center of my feet. And I let all the shit go to Mother Earth because she likes it. Because Mother Earth knows what to do with shit. She lets beautiful plants grow on them. So, isn't that a nice transformation program or process? So, guys, we're taking all the information of the last 5 days together. And the first one, what about you? And the second one was about, I don't have the list. I'll get to it. Third one was about money. Third one yesterday was, this is funny, guys. I'm so in the moment that I kind of forget the days before. We're taking all the information of all the other 4 days. We're putting it all together. And you as an entrepreneur, you know now that you need to nourish yourself and train yourself in order to be a good entrepreneur. Putting it all together and wanting to bloom, to flourish. Okay, so you close your eyes and take a seat and then close your eyes or lie down. No, stay seated. I want you to be a little bit active. And with your eyes closed, you're going to breathe 3 or 4 times through your nose and out through your mouth. Very good. Do it again. And out through your mouth. And as you do this, you feel your shoulders go a little bit down and calm down. And you let go of all tension. Very good. So now you see yourself as this beautiful flower or this beautiful tree, but see also how it is doing. Is it shining and bright, and does it have beautiful branches and leaves? And is your flower blossoming, or are you in the bud, or have you blossomed and are there just seeds, or is there just a plant and no flowers? Whatever. You look at this picture. What we're going to do now, we're going to choose a very nice place where we would like to root. So you choose the place of your choice, whether it's in a forest or in an acre, or it's, I don't, by the way, think you call it acre. It's akker in Dutch. It's a field, or along a river, or by the sea, or wherever you want your roots to be. And now you're going to pick the best spot, and you say, here is a good environment for me interiorly and exteriorly. So here I am going to plant my flower or my tree. And now you let your roots grow. And they go nicely down. The soil is welcoming you, so it's easy to grow your roots. And your roots go down to the center of the earth. And on your way you find nourishment, and you find nice and fresh water, exactly the temperature that you like. And you feel that all this is nourishing you. And now we're going to the center of the earth and put your roots around the center of the earth. So now you're well rooted. Now we go up to your plant again. And if you're a tree, you go up your stem. And if you're a flower, you go up your plant and your stem. And then you go to your flower. And if you're a tree, you go up to your branches. And that reach for the sky and for the sun. And from the center of your plant, you make a connection with the sun. Allowing sunlight and love and light to come down to you and fill you with this wonderful, wonderful energy. This uplifting energy, this source energy, this energy that gives you direction and makes you feel whole. I want to flourish and bloom and shine to the world. Okay, so now energy is coming up. Red energy is coming up from the earth, and it's going through your roots, through your plant, through your stengel, I don't know what you call it, stem, yes, and the nourishment is going to your flower or your branches or your leaves. Feel that every part of you is being nourished, the front side and the back side and the left and the right and the upper and the downside. You are completely nourished. And now you let the sunlight shine over you. And you feel like taking in all this sunlight. It's like breathing it in, like drinking it in, like eating it in. It fills all your cells and you feel yourself grow. Isn't this lovely? Can you feel how you're growing and coming into bloom and flourishing? This is you. Energy travels before real materializing. Now you may softly open your eyes and feel how you feel. Move a little bit your body and feel how your plant or your tree waves in the wind, and how you're one with your environment, and how you feel nourished and fed by light and inspired. And this, if you do this every week, for example, and you write new stuff on your paper, or you make a new paper. Maybe you go from a tree to a flower, or flower to a tree. Maybe you discover this week there are new things that give you energy and make you flourish. Write them down. Share them in the post, because people will be seeing this video also a year from now. And it's very nice that your comment is there, because they can relate to you and think, oh, that's nice, this looks a little bit like my experience. So from here to you, wishing you the best in your world, in your life. You are not a victim. You may plant your plant or tree wherever you like, where it's best for you, where you feel mostly nourished, where you can shine and bloom and blossom. Feel free to watch all my other videos. If you have a question for me, put it in the comment box below, or you may send me a personal message, and I will do my best to answer it. And hope to see you in the near future.